Hey folks, I'm Milotash. This is a relatively new segment on my channel called Breakaways, where I feature cottage brands, crafters, and artisans that are doing things a little differently and building gear in ways that big brands just can't. Today we're going to be doing an introduction to Adirondack American gloves. This video also came about as a recommendation from a very witty and fantastic person who I've become acquainted with through the channel, so a big shout out to you, John. Let's get into it. These are the Adirondack American Select gloves. They're leather gloves made in the US, and by made in the US, I mean 100% every part has been done here. The leather is harvested, tanned, and manufactured in Gloversville, New York, which boasts being the glove capital of the world with a rich history in glove making. I reached out and had the opportunity to speak with a lovely individual by the name of Carrie, who was beyond helpful in working with me to get the right fit for my hands before receiving these gloves to review. I shared with Carrie that I'm based in Minnesota and I wear gloves year-round when outdoors in the woods. I have circulation issues, so I wear Arctic grade gloves in winter and then a simple leather glove in summer seasons for bushcraft work. But I've had a hard time finding a glove that consistently fits correctly and provides me the dexterity as if I weren't wearing a glove. Reading about the Select Gloves design's purpose and seeing it in action on Adirondack's YouTube gave me hope for a well-fit glove actually existing. Carrie was super knowledgeable, made recommendations based on my needs, and was an excellent resource. I can't extend enough thanks to you, Carrie. I actually started using leather gloves for my outdoor adventures in my early teens. It started with my dad getting me a set of leather gardening gloves, and they ended up sticking with me beyond the initial yard work that they were intended for. Each season, I would retire the worn-out ones for a new set on the annual spring hardware store restock run, but because having a glove tan meant that not only I didn't have to touch that gross thing under that log I just picked up for the chores on the property, but also my hands didn't get pricked by that rose bush and that dirt didn't get under my nails, which seemed to be super important to me at that age. As I got older, I learned that leather gloves basically turned me into a superhero when turning logs in the fire pit by hand with the flames all roaring, and I could grip my tools better in wet conditions. Leather gloves became a staple in my gear loadout. The problem was that I didn't want to have the need to replace them every year, and I wanted ones that actually fit well. Gloves have always been a challenge, leaving me with gloved fingers and palms that are always either pinched or swimming in the fabric of choice. Adirondack gloves are the first leather gloves that have actually truly fit, and I don't feel like I'm gonna have to retire them seasonally. The Select gloves were made with the outdoorser in mind. They're designed for bushcrafters who are handling equipment or processing materials when they need a secure grip without feeling like they have something bulky on that can hinder their ability to complete their task. And they truly do fit like a glove. Sorry folks, we all knew that pun was gonna happen sooner or later, don't give me that sass. They're such a damn good fit that you totally can imagine handling a hatchet or trying to tie a knot with these on. Adirondack boasts they're meticulously designed for tasks that require protection and high levels of hand dexterity, and it's delivering on that 100% so far. The stitching points are on point, and there's no rubbing in high-touch areas, and the palm isn't sloshy. The stitching itself is super strong, and also that slight bit of elastic on the back of the wrist is exactly what's needed to keep the glove feeling in place, but not too much tension. Fingers come fully to the tips on almost every finger. Usually gloves fall short everywhere on all of the fingers, no matter which ones I try, anywhere from like a centimeter to sometimes even an inch short on my fingers. Even if I do get the correct size for my hand based on their measurements, with the exception of my pointer finger, that one always seems to fit. But these just fit well everywhere. The pinky has a little bit of room to wiggle at the tip, but I have no doubt that this will form to my pinky as I heat and cool the leather by working in them. The cuff on the end of the glove is also a very nice touch that I've never had before. I played with tucking this into my shirt sleeve for total protection, and I basically felt like Iron Man. It was the perfect amount of cuff that kept wood chips and dirt and embers, you name it, from flying down a bigger shirt sleeve or bare arm. The eyelet to hang it that's built in on the cuff is also a really nice option for if I got these wet and want to secure them to the outside of my pack to dry out. Last but not least, they just look cool with the black and brown dyed coloring. Cool colors count. Let's talk about materials though for a second. The glove is the first of its kind being made by and for people who work and play in the woods, and it shows. They're made from premium top grain leather with deerskin backs. Deerskin is used for its attributes of durability and stretch for the back of the gloves, and goatskin is placed in the palm and thumb, which shines in its toughness and puncture resistance. There's also a deerskin palm patch, which is the right thickness to promote dexterity, but support from a protection element. They're waxed and oiled by hand using Adirondack's proprietary leather conditioner, and they do absolutely feel like they're going to age with grace, developing a beautiful patina over time as they take them on many adventures. And there are a heck of a lot of options on Adirondack's website. They make ones that are lined for colder seasons and fingerless gloves for perfected palm protection. The prices on these gloves are also so dang reasonable for gloves that are handmade, and they're done so here in the US, which just also blows my mind that they're only from 24 to about 75 USD, depending on the style and materials. It's been seemingly endless snow here in Minnesota, but as the weather gets warmer, you'll see me hitting the bush with these bad boys as my main go-to glove. I wish I had constructive feedback to share about these, but honestly I don't after the initial unboxing and some short wear time. I will provide an update down the road as I put these to heavier tests throughout this spring, summer, and fall. If you're looking for a set of gloves that will protect your hands, fit like a second skin, look cool, feel awesome, and you wish to support American-made products, then you found it. Link is in the description below. I'm looking forward to giving you a wave on the trail whilst wearing my new Adirondacks. As always, I'm Milotash. Thanks for watching.